Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see the two quarterbacks who finished 1-2 in passing yards by a rookie last year. Number 1 QB, Carson Wentz, and number 2, Dak Prescott. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, we find ourselves right in the center of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in Arlington and AT&T Stadium. A moment ago, the Cowboys introduced to this gigantic crowd, and as usual, it was old number 88, Dez Bryant, that got the folks going the loudest. His guys are set to go head-to-head with the Philadelphia Eagles. And hello again, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Guyton here in the booth. And, Chuck, you take a look at this matchup. I don't know if it's going to be one in the trenches from the quarterbacks out, whatever. It's going to be a good game.
Oh, without a doubt. I can't wait to see the big fellas have an impact. We're always spotlighting those wide receivers and quarterbacks and running backs and even the defensive backs. But the big guys, I can't wait to see which one tilts the balance for their team.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. Leading them is their second-year quarterback, also the number 2 overall pick a season ago, Carson Wentz.
Many wondered if the Eagles gave up way too much to get the number 2 pick from Cleveland in order to draft Carson Wentz. But after his freshman campaign in the NFL, I think people believe they see positive signs from a big, strong-arm guy, an intelligent guy, and a really competitive player.
Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. And he'll get across the 20, but only to about the 22-yard line. A gain of 3, second down. Let's take a look now at the Philadelphia offensive starting lineup. For them, the run game so far this season been a good surprise, hasn't it?
It's been a big surprise, but it's been one that they've needed in a big way to take some of the pressure off of the second-year quarterback, Carson Wentz. You know, they lost Darren Sproles to injury earlier, but still, LeGarrette Blount, who they picked up in the offseason, Wendell Smallwood, and now the undrafted rookie out of Wisconsin, Corey Clement, they hung 214 rushing yards on the Chargers in their win in their last game.
Throwing is Wentz. He finds Aguilar over the middle. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Now we see the starters for Dallas on defense, and DeMarcus Lawrence, a man they call Tank. He's been a tank so far this season, hasn't he?
Up to 7.5 sacks in the first 4 weeks of the year, and that leads the NFL. The tough part, though, is he's not sacking enough people because the Dallas defense, they gave up 35 points to the Rams, lost this past week, and earlier 42 points in Denver and lost that game as well.
Yeah, Lawrence was, though, the NFC Defensive Player of the Week in Week 3 after the Monday night victory over Arizona. Wentz going to try and throw on third, and that is incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? Third and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on third and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. Donnie Jones set to punt it away now in his 14th year in the NFL, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Dak Prescott, the captain of the Dallas Cowboys, brings out the offense. And a surprising loss to the L.A. Rams in Week 4, 20-36 for Dak. Threw for 3 touchdowns, but it just wasn't enough.
It's tough to do when you're trying to keep up on the scoreboard, and the Rams have started to score a lot of points. But the other thing, too, is many people wondered, could Dak Prescott carry a team if the running game isn't there? So far in the early going, the evidence says, yes, Dak Prescott can throw the football when Ezekiel Elliott hasn't been established in the run game. As you noted, 20-36, 252, 3 touchdowns. His presence continues to increase each and every game.
Elliott, and he will lose lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Again, it's Elliott. And some room to maneuver. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So we've reached the end of a fairly even first quarter of play. Can't wait to see what the second quarter has in store. We're back to Arlington in just a moment. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. A give to Elliott. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And he finds his target, Terrence Williams. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Prescott now. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Cowboys' all-time receptions leader, Jason Witten, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target, and it'll bring up third down.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach, and incomplete. And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on third.
Thinking pass all the way.
To the air again, Prescott. Complete to Jason Witten. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. From the red zone now, Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. 12 more yards there and another first down. The numbers for Dak as a rookie last year are still kind of mind-boggling. And you look at QB rating. Dak was 104.9. Now, among full-time quarterbacks, only 2 Super Bowl quarterbacks, Matt Ryan and Tom Brady, were higher.
And look who he finished ahead of. Guys like Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson. Amazing.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They'll throw again. Prescott throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Terrence Williams that time. And now it's second down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Prescott yet again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dez Bryant from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys are in for 6. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. A 10-play drive that time, and it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Bailey now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Wentz now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. You know, Charles, to transition totally for a second here, I'm looking down at the standings of the National Football League right now. There's a few young coaches that are having quite a bit of success early, isn't there?
They certainly are, and some of them have taken over established programs like Vance Joseph, right? The Broncos just 2 years removed from a Super Bowl. 9-7 last year, and Gary Kubiak stepped down. How about the job he's done out of the gate? Has them 3-1. But for guys who are also first-time head coach, Sean McDermott in Buffalo, they're leading the AFC East. How about the job he's done in the early going? And Sean McVay has Jared Goff looking like the #1 pick in the draft overall. They've played awfully well and just won at Dallas this past week.
So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. Now he'll go deep down the middle. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot him.
Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Here's Donnie Jones now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. Out of his end zone, Prescott. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Jeff Swain, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Final play of the half, Prescott. And he comes back with one complete. And he is out of bounds up around the 14-yard line.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the 1st half. The Cowboys want to continue to give their fans something to cheer about in the 2nd half. The Eagles haven't played horribly, but will need to improve if they want to win this one. All right, let's do it. Here's a look at the 1st half highlights. 3rd down from inside the 50. Witten's by himself here, and he'll be tackled at the 16-yard line. Later on the drive, Prescott's got the completion here, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. The Cowboys strike 1st in this one. So that'll do it for us here in Orlando. For the call of the 2nd half, let's hand it back over to Brandon and Charles. Brandon.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the fourth. Four yards remaining now on second down. They go to Elliott again. Oh, no, he lost the football. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. The give is to Elliott. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. On second down, Elliott. And not much running room. Down to the 32. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Seventh play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Now it's the Florida Atlantic alum. This is Alfred Morris. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. So they're operating in the red zone. Tenth carry now for Elliott. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden.